Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back here to Champion Car Wash Field in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. We've got mostly cloudy skies, a little bit of blue sky poking through as we get ready for Game 2. After a 2-1 walk-off win in Game 1, the Riverhawks will try to continue the momentum here in Game 2 against the Mount Hood Saints. UCC coming in at 11-4 overall and 7-2 in the Northwest Athletic Conference South Region. Mount Hood at 8-5 overall. They are 3-4 in South Region play. Take a look at the starting lineup for the Mount Hood Saints. It looks pretty familiar. Diego Richards leading off. He's DHing here in Game 2. Jordan Ariza will be in center field, batting third. Starting at third base, Irvin Dorsett the third. Kyle Slater is in left field, batting cleanup. Cade Wynn at shortstop, hitting fifth. Yuichiro Kumagami will be at first base. Hitting seventh, catching is Hunter Allen. Adam Elliott, the right fielder, will bat eighth, and Tanner Koford, the second baseman, will round out the starting nine for the Saints. Let's take a look here at your starting defensive alignment for the home team, the Umpqua Riverhawks here today. Behind the plate will be Ben Allen catching, Jackson Marble at first, Trevor Ratliff at second. On the left side of the diamond, Aiden Metzger at third, and Taylor Davis at short. In the outfield from left to right, Caden Coonert, Shiloh Wilson, and Noah Kiley. They will look to help support today's starting pitcher for the Umpqua Riverhawks. That is Ty Hellenthal, the starter here in Game 2. Hellenthal making his second appearance of the season, his first start. He comes in with a 6.00 ERA in just 3 innings of work. He's got a 1-0 win-loss record, 2 strikeouts, no walks in his limited amount of action on the mound for UCC. So here we go, Game 2. Get things going quickly here as we will make our way to the top of the first and get the nightcap of our doubleheader underway. Sun poking through. Wind has been kind of a thing throughout the day here at Champion Car Wash Field, and we are ready to go. First pitch swinging away and out towards right center, and running underneath it will be Noah Kiley as Diego Richards' first pitch of the ball game results in an out. One away for Hellenthal and the Umpqua Riverhawks. So it'll be Jordan Ariza, the center fielder, batting next for Mount Hood. Ariza in Game 1, 0 for 4. Was hit by a pitch and scored the only run of the game for Mount Hood. Takes the first pitch from Hellenthal on the inside corner. Hellenthal, a local kid out of Roseburg here. Gets the ball in the air again towards right field. Twisting and turning back. Noah Kiley runs underneath it out and right. And he has been active early, making the first 2 putouts of the ball game. 2 away. And up next will be Irvin Dorsett the third. Hellenthal playing for the small private school, Umpqua Valley Christian, which plays its home games here at Champion Car Wash Field during the high school season. So Hellenthal very familiar with this ballpark. He works a breaking ball on the outside corner for a strike. Dorsett. On the 0-1 delivery. Gets it in the air out towards left field. Not very hard hit. Coming in to make the catch, though, Caden Coonert is there, and that's 3 fly ball outs for Hellenthal to get the game started. And we will head to the bottom of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We head to the bottom of the first inning. And we will take a look at your lineup for the Umpqua Riverhawks and take a look at the defense for the visiting Mount Hood Saints. For the Riverhawks, their lineup put together by Coach Jake Whistler. It'll be Taylor Davis leading off at shortstop, followed by Shiloh Wilson, the center fielder. Trevor Ratliff at second base, batting third. Noah Kiley in right field, batting cleanup. Tristan Wallace, he had the big game in Game 1 with 3 hits. He'll DH here in Game 2, batting fifth. Jackson Marble at first base, batting sixth. Ben Allen, the catcher, here in Game 2, hitting seventh. Batting in the 8th spot is the left fielder Caden Coonert, who scored the game-winning run as a pinch runner for Tristan Wallace. He's in left field now here in Game 2. And then Aiden Metzger, the third baseman, laid down the sacrifice squeeze bunt to finish out Game 1, scoring the game-winning run for the Riverhawks. Defensively for Mount Hood, looking around the diamond, it's going to be Hunter Allen behind the plate. Yuichiro Kumagami at first. Tanner Cofford at second. On the left side of the defense, it is Irvin Dorsett III at third. Cade Wynn at short. And then in the outfield from left to right, Kyle Slater, Jordan Areza, and Adam Elliott for the Saints. They'll look to support their starting pitcher. That is going to be Donovan Jackson. Will be on the bump here in Game 2. We'll get you some details on Donovan Jackson. Quick, the late getting the lineups, and then the quick turnaround to try and get it all put together for Game 2 on the video stream. Sorry, I do not have a graphic for him here as he misses inside for ball 1 against the leadoff man, Taylor Davis. Catching the top of the zone, strike 1. So Donovan Jackson will get the start, making his 4th appearance, his 4th start. He's got a 2-0 record. Ground ball, left side, Dorsett in front of it. Flips the throw across the diamond for the first out, getting Davis. 1 away for Davis, and up to bat will be Shiloh Wilson, the lefty.
Shiloh Wilson.
Donovan Jackson, a right-hander. 11 innings so far this season. He's got a 2.45 ERA, 7 strikeouts to just 1 walk in his 11 innings. He's given up 11 hits and 3 runs. Again, a 2-0 record. First pitch missed. Second one is low. It's a 2-0 count for Wilson. Shiloh Wilson had been hitting .320 against South Region teams since the start of league play, as that was about the time that he started catching fire. So he's been on a bit of a hot streak. Did have a hit in Game 1. He's ahead 3-0 in the at-bat against Jackson, who will work in a strike on the 3-0 pitch. Jackson will fire in, and it is lifted foul down the left side for Wilson. 3-2 pitch. Grounder up the middle. It'll get through, and there is a base hit for Wilson. He'll have the first hit of the ball game, and he will continue to hit well here in league play. Wilson, starting in center field, earns himself a spot on base. 1 on, 1 away. Bottom of the first, scoreless ball game. Up to bat for the Riverhawks, the 3-hitter. It's outside. Trevor Ratliff starting at second base. Pickoff throw to first, not in time. Runner going. Pitch hit in the air. Got to get back to first for Wilson, as that ball will be caught back behind at first base by the second baseman, Koford. And Ratliff is retired. 2 down. Wilson does get back to first base in time. And now it'll be right fielder Noah Kiley. First pitch to Kiley is in for a strike. Pickoff throw to first, no tag applied. No Kiley up to bat in the cleanup spot. The right fielder looking to try and keep this inning going. He will hit a line drive shot right at the shortstop. And Wynn is there for the catch. That will make it a quick first inning for the Riverhawks. No runs, the one hit, no errors, and one man left on. We're scoreless through one in a 7-inning ball game. Game 2 of our doubleheader. Back in a moment on Riverhawks TV. It'll be the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up here in the second inning for Mount Hood in a scoreless ball game. Kyle Slater leading off. On the mound, Ty Hellenthal just missing off the outside corner. 1-0 count to get things started. Joey Keeran here with you. Thanks everybody for tuning in and joining us for Game 2 of our doubleheader here on Riverhawks TV. 1-0 pitch lifted in the air towards left field. On the run out that direction, Caden Kunert runs underneath it. Another fly ball out for the Saints. There's one away to start out the second inning. All 4 outs in this one so far have been fly ball outs by Mount Hood. Cade Wynn will step in. Nobody on and 1 away. And thanks to those that are watching that might have hit that subscribe button during the first game as I was asking. We have hit the 500 subscriber mark. All right. A little bit of a milestone there. First pitch inside, just a little elevated for Hellenthal. 1-0 count to start for the shortstop, Cade Wynn. Hellenthal working out of the stretch with no one on. Kicks and fires and gets it fouled back for strike 1. The freshman, first year college ball here for Hellenthal. They've been happy with their freshman pitchers for UCC, and they've been getting a good amount of work here. Pitch high and inside, 2-0. Hellenthal hasn't pitched. He just had the 1 appearance prior to this. As mentioned before, the league schedule was a little light to start for UCC, so they didn't have to go deep into the bullpen last week or go deep on the rotation. And they got back to their top-end guys a little faster than you might expect on a week where they play 4 league games. Like this week, where they went through their first 2 guys back on Wednesday and using a couple more starters here on the weekend. Strike across, the 2-2 pitch. Hellenthal, deep breath, kicks and fires. Breaking ball is fouled back, staying on it, Wynn, able to stay in the box. Hellenthal. Two-two pitch. Lifted in the air towards right field, drifting back and able to get underneath it for another out is right fielder Noah Kiley. So it's been Kiley and Kunert that have been really active in this one so far. They've made all 5 putouts. We've had 3 fly ball outs to right field and 2 to left. Hellenthal's first pitch with 2 outs and nobody on, just outside against Yuichiro Kumagami, starting at first base after DHing in game 1. Ground ball fouled away third base side for the first strike. Wind is blowing in. That definitely would be helping in this scenario with Ty Hellenthal getting all these fly ball outs. The wind blowing in and helping knock these fly balls down. His 1-1 pitch to Kumagami outside. The one appearance that Ty Hellenthal has made prior to today's start. Came on in relief in the game against Big Bend, a 7-2 victory back on February 15th. 2-1 pitch, line drive, left side, just goes foul. Kumagami got around on that one and got the top half of the baseball, kept it from flying into the outfield, but he couldn't keep it fair. Steps back in with a 2-2 count as the sun starts to break through the clouds a bit more. That was just the second day of the season for the Riverhawks back on February 15th when Hellenthal made his debut. Gets a ground ball left side. On the short hop, Metzger sends it over to first base. Staying on the bag, reaching up to get to it. Marble is there. And that is the first ground ball out of the day. But it's another 1-2-3 inning for Hellenthal. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the second. Scoreless between the Riverhawks and the Saints here on Riverhawks TV. Bottom of the second inning, Donovan Jackson gave up one hit in the first, but no runs. We're going to try and keep it a scoreless ball game after Ty Hellenthal kept the Saints off the bases in the bottom, or let's make that the top of the second. First pitch high and inside here in the bottom of the second to Tristan Wallace. Wallace was hit by a pitch his first time up in game one and then had 3 hits in his next 3 at-bats, including a leadoff double. And he will hit one sharply towards third, reaching in a grab, throw across the diamond for third baseman Irvin Dorsett. And he will make the play for the first out. Dorsett, his second put out in the ball game. It's been the first out of each inning so far. A ground out to the third baseman. One away, Jackson Marble will bat. He'll ground one towards third base, foul for strike one. Jackson Marble at first base here in game 2. Did not play in game 1. He'll hit one right side. Takes one hop to the second baseman, Koford. He gets it to Kumagami at first. And it's just a couple of pitches into this second inning for Donovan Jackson, and he's already gotten a couple of groundouts. And it'll bring up Ben Allen. Also did not play in game 1. He'll hit one third base side, and he's got a base knock. Second hit of the game for the Riverhawks, a 2-out single. One hop past Dorsett at third. And the Riverhawks will have a runner on with 2 away.
Next batter, number 10, Keeran.
So now the 8-hitter, Caden Kunert, bats left-handed. Scored the game-winning run in game 1. He'll hit one kind of off the handle there. Takes a couple of hops into the glove for Koford at second. And that'll be a quiet second inning. The Riverhawks will get another base hit, but they won't get anything more out of it. So they'll leave one stranded again. No runs on the one hit, no errors, and the one man left on. Another quick half inning. And in this 7-inning ball game, we're already through 2, and it's scoreless between the Riverhawks and the Saints. Top of the 3rd inning, and another tight one here. Game 1, just a 1-run ball game. So far, scoreless here in Game 2. Ty Hellenthal will rifle in a first pitch strike 1 to Hunter Allen. Allen coming in batting .222 on the season. Hellenthal's 0-1 pitch. Grounder towards third, backing up right at the bag for Metzger. Long throw, got to scoop it, and he does. Over at first, nice snag by Jackson Marble. Marble able to pick that one up off the turf just in the nick of time. First pitch, strike 1 against Adam Elliott. Just outside, 1-1 count, even up for the 8-hitter, Adam Elliott. Hellenthal on the third base side of the rubber. Delivers in. Gets another ground ball towards third, but it'll be foul just on the other side of the chalk. A 1-2 count. So after getting the first 5 outs on fly balls, the last 2 outs have come on ground ball outs to Aiden Metzger at third base. A 1-2 pitch for Elliott. Lifts one in the air, and we're back to fly balls out towards right field for Kiley. Will make his 4th putout of the game. And we are all of 8 outs into the ball game.
Number 22, Tanner Cofer.
He's been busy. Tanner Cofer, the second baseman, 9-hitter, will stand in. Ty Hellenthal, first pitch, just misses. 1-0 count. Mentioned Hellenthal playing his high school days here in this ballpark. His high school team, a lot of success. He played in the state championship game 3 out of 4 years as a varsity player. Won the last 2. Gets a strike on the outside corner to even up the count, 1-1. He was named the Class 2A 1A. That's the smallest classification in Oregon. Named the State Player of the Year in 2A 1A, both his junior and senior seasons. A 1-1 pitch. Lifted in the air right side towards foul territory. Kiley on the run in foul territory. Reaching for it, will not get there. It's just out of his reach. He did go to the ground to try to make the play. Could not get the glove on it. On a 1-2 count. His senior season at Umpqua Valley Christian, so just last spring, had a .44 ERA with 92 strikeouts. Hellenthal looking for the third out here in the third. The 1-2 pitch, fouled back by Koford, stays alive. Over the summer, Ty Hellenthal did get a chance to throw 2/3 of an inning for the Corvallis Knights in a game against the Portland Pickles. Got a little banged around, gave up 3 runs in that 2/3 of an inning. His 1-2 pitch missing low with a breaking ball. Koford lays off, 2-2 count. Two with 2 outs and nobody on here in the third. Ground ball sharply hit foul down the third base side. Hellenthal will have to throw another. Game 1 did go to Lower Columbia in the softball doubleheader for the Umpqua Riverhawks, going on here at Stewart Park, just beyond the left field fence. Ty Hellenthal's 2-2 delivery, off speed, got him swinging. First strikeout of the game for the starting pitcher for the Riverhawks. Strikeout swinging for Koford. And it's 3 up, 3 down for Ty Hellenthal. We're through 3 innings of play. Go to the, well, through the 2.5. We go to the bottom of the third. And the 7-inning ball game scoreless between the Riverhawks and the visiting Mount Hood Saints. Bottom of the third, Riverhawks will have the 9-1 two-hitters coming up as we make our way through the second game of our doubleheader. On the mound, Donovan Jackson will fire a first pitch, strike 1 against Aiden Metzger. Metzger in that crunch situation in game 1 as he fouls off a pitch to the on-deck circle. Everybody goes ducking out of the way. Pitch just misses on the 0-2. Let's watch everybody scatter in the dugout. Whoa! Look out. All the coaches huddled over there. 1-2 count is high and inside. 2-2 now for Metzger. Two-two pitch. That's a foul ball. Metzger was late trying to get out of the box. He thought it was foul immediately. Nobody made a call, and so he suddenly started realizing, I guess I better run down the line. Then the umpire throws up the hands. It looked like it seemed as if it hit his bat twice as he followed through. 2-2 pitch. Pokes this one in the air, foul down the right field side, and out of play. Metzger in game 1 was up to bat in the 9 spot with the game-winning run at third base in a tie scoreless game. Actually, sorry, tied 1-1 game. And he was asked to lay down a bunt with the runner charging in from third, and he was able to get it down. He flares one out towards right field. Going out and making a catch is Tanner Koford. That'll rob one away for Metzger, and there's one out here in the third inning for the Riverhawks. Nice job tracking that ball over the shoulder there for Koford. Not an easy one to make the catch on as he runs out into the outfield. One down, top of the order here, Taylor Davis batting. He'll take low and outside for ball one. Take a look at the South Region scoreboard here. Get you updated on the earlier games. 2-0 count for Davis. Mentioned today an important day in the South Region. The pitch high and away. 3-0 count now for Davis with UCC, Lane, and Lynn Benton all tied for first at 6-2. Well, UCC got their win to try and stay in first. Lane and Lynn are facing each other here today as well, so it's going to be a little bit of a shakeup in the standings. Strike called. A 3-1 pitch to Davis. He'll take another one at the top of the zone. Grounds one towards third. That's a foul ball. Just barely. So the wind does really start to pick up out there. You can hear it a bit on our microphone. Definitely can see the center field camera bouncing around a little bit. Back into the box for Taylor Davis with the full count. Gets underneath one in the air, high towards left field, angling towards the line, tracking it just over into foul territory. Kyle Slater makes the catch. 2 down.
Now batting is center fielder Shiloh Wilson.
So it'll be Shiloh Wilson, already 1 for 1 today, trying to keep something and get something going with 2 outs. Over the plate, strike 1 to start. So let's see, Chemeketa beat Clackamas 5-3 in their first game. And Shiloh will foul off his second pitch. 0-2 count for the lefty. Takes low and outside. Good take, not an easy one. That pitch wasn't off the mark by much. One-two delivery. Jackson bounces that one behind the batter. Wilson just stands there like a statue. Almost thought that pitch might have a chance to hit his heel, but it didn't. Looks like LBCC getting a run rule victory over Lane as the ball popped up left side, foul territory. Dorsett gave it chase, but runs out of room as that one ends up in the bleachers. 12-2. I believe that Lane might have ended that one early in the 7th inning again, or excuse me, Lynn Benton ending that one early against Lane in the 7th. 2-2 pitch, high and away, count goes full. So if that would be the case, you'd have Lane and UCC tied for, sorry, I keep saying Lane. I mean, actually that's what I meant. Lynn Benton lost 12-2. My apologies. I was thinking the other direction around. Lane puts it on Lynn Benton 12-2. That's a bit of a surprising result. The ball fouled off, and that ball, I think, clipped off the catcher, maybe also the umpire in there. But staying alive, Shiloh Wilson. This is what happens when I try to do too many things at once. But Lane 12-2 over. So Lane and UCC would be tied for first at the moment with their doubleheader looming next Wednesday in Eugene. 3-2 pitch again. And Wilson will pop it up left side. Not very deep. Coming in, though, Slater in left field. Able to reach up and make the final out. So a bit of an eventful 1-2-3 inning for the Umpqua Riverhawks in the bottom of the third. They can't score, though, and we're still tied at 0 as we head to the top of the 4th inning on Riverhawks TV.
Diego Richards.
Head to the top of the fourth inning. Scoreless ball game here. On the mound, Ty Hellenthal. Fires in the first pitch against the leadoff man, Diego Richards, who's up for a second time to begin things here in the first at the top of the order. Second time through the order for the Saints. Fouled off that first pitch. He flew out to right field in the first at-bat of the ball game against Hellenthal. The freshman fires in and gets him to foul one down the third base side, and Richards is 0-2 in this at-bat. 0-2 delivery. Up the middle, Richards will have his first hit of the day. Leading batter for the Saints in game one was 0 for 4. Got on base with a hit by pitch, but he gets his first hit of the day, and that'll break up the no-hitter and perfect game for Ty Hellenthal. It was a little early to start really obsessing about it. Hellenthal had faced the minimum as he retired the first 9 batters in the ball game. But second go around, and Richards will get one that he can poke up the middle. So grounder through the middle of the infield. Throw down to second or first base to try and back pick Richards. He gets back to the bag at the plate. Offering at a sac bunt attempt was Jordan Ariza. 0-1 count. Ariza will show the bunt again. Breaking ball misses outside. One count, scoreless ball game. First man on base for the Saints here in game 2. Diego Richards at first. Coming in, Metzger as the bunt is shown and putting it down. First base side, fielded by Hellenthal. He gets it to Marble at first. Up to second base goes Richards. Sack bunt.
Now batting
one away. Irvin Dorsett the third. Steps up to bat for Mount Hood with a man in scoring position for the first time today. First man into scoring position for either team. Hellenthal's breaking ball stays up. Riverhawks have had a couple of runners get on base in the first and the second, but neither got past first. As the first base runner on for the Saints is a pickoff throw to second, not in time. One-0 delivery. Fastball missing low and outside. So you've got game 2s going on, UCC and Mount Hood. Clackamas and Chemeketa in their second game. Southwestern Oregon has just a single non-leaguer today against Grays Harbor. 2-0 pitch, just missing outside. And then coming up here in just a little bit, you'll probably have Lane and Lynn Benton getting things underway in their second game of their doubleheader. .30 pitch from Hellenthal, taking all the way in for a strike to Dorsett. Dorsett batting third in the order. The 3-1 pitch to him. Grounded towards short. Davis comes charging in, looks to runner back, has time, gets it across, and it's over to Marble for the second out.
Now batting number 2, Kyle Slater.
2 away. Kyle Slater, the the cleanup hitter and left fielder. Bat with a man in scoring position, but 2 down. Gets around on one, pokes it out towards center field, but no adjustment needed for Shiloh Wilson. Right to him. He'll make the catch for the final out here in the top of the fourth. The Saints will threaten with their first hit of the ball game, but they leave Diego Richards stranded at second base. Still scoreless going to the bottom of the fourth. We're midway through this one in a hurry. Still scoreless between the Riverhawks and the Saints on Riverhawks TV. Scoreless ball game here, just a combined 3 hits between the two sides. Donovan Jackson rifles in the first pitch, strike one, against Trevor Ratliff, who is up for a second time, 0 for 1 with a fly out to second base his first time up. Another one in for a strike. The 0-2 pitch fouled back, and Ratliff will stay alive. They've got softball action going on. I was going to see if I could find a score update on that one for you. It might be scoreless. Not sure if they've started doing the game changer score app yet. Pitch outside, 1-2 count. Doesn't seem like they have, even though it does appear as if they've gotten started. The 1-2 from Jackson. Grounder, hard hit towards third, but snagged by Dorsett. And he will get it across the diamond to Kumagami to start things off here in the bottom of the fourth. That was a pretty well-struck ball there by Ratliff, but a nice job getting it right to Dorsett. And that's going to do it for Donovan Jackson after just one batter here in the fourth. They've hit a limit of some sort for him, and that's going to do it. Coach Corey Keer comes out to get the baseball and make a pitching change. So with one out here in the fourth inning, we will see a new man on the mound to face Noah Kiley. We'll come back in a second on Riverhawks TV. New man on the mound will be Hayden Foreman, a lefty. Out of Powell Butte, Oregon, went to Crook County High School, and he rifles in a first pitch strike against the lefty, Noah Kiley. The 0-1 to Kiley, check swing, went around for strike 2. Kiley 0 for 1, a line out to short his last time up. Hayden Foreman, with 1 out and nobody on, takes over for Donovan Jackson, who goes 3 1/3 inning. Swing and a miss, and there's the first strikeout for the Mount Hood Saints pitchers here today. And it's the second strikeout.
Hitter, Tristan Wallace.
Sorry, it's the second out here in the 4th. 2 away. 1 strikeout for Hayden Foreman. Tristan Wallace will step in. Ground out to 3rd, his first time up. Takes a strike. Foreman's 0-1 is fouled towards the dugout again. The 0-2 pitch. Grounder. Left side, long throw from short, and safe at first. A collision with Kumagami, who kind of got in the pathway there. The ball got dropped. Base hit for Tristan Wallace. 3rd hit in the game for the Riverhawks. That'll be his 4th hit of the doubleheader.
21, Jackson Marble.
It's going to be a bang-bang play. I think he was going to beat it out anyway, but then the collision, knocking the ball loose as Kumagami got in the base path. Low and inside on the first pitch to Jackson Marble. So Hayden Foreman lefty on the mound delivers, and it's outside a 2-0 count. Well, I do not see Foreman listed on their stat page, so this must be his debut on the season. Foreman, a sophomore. Well, he is listed as an outfielder as he misses low and inside. Listed as an outfielder for Mount Hood, so he maybe has been in a game, but maybe his first time on the mound. His 3-0 pitch is low and inside for ball 4. He got a strikeout to start out his time on the mound. Gives up a infield single to Tristan Wallace, and now walks Jackson Marble. First walk of the game for Mount Hood. And there are 2 runners on with 2 outs. No, I don't have Foreman down as any at-bats at least. He'll work in a breaking ball for a strike to Ben Allen, the catcher for the Riverhawks. Allen is 1 for 1 with a single in his only at-bat. Low and outside, 1-1. Yeah, as far as I can tell, this will be the first action of the season for Hayden Foreman. He's got a 1-1 count against the 7-hitter Ben Allen with 2 runners on and 2 down. Sun continues to poke through, and that ball getting away from Hunter Allen behind the plate. A wild pitch will move both runners up 90 feet. So now at third base is Wallace. Marble at second. 90 feet closer. And a chance to try and get a run on the board for the Riverhawks here in the 4th. A scoreless ball game. That ball fouled first base side. Count evens up, 2 balls and 2 strikes for Ben Allen. I do not expect that there is a relationship between the 2 catchers with both the last name Allen. They come from different areas of the state. 2-2 pitch, fouled back. But it did notice that you've got Hunter Allen on one side for Mount Hood, Ben Allen on the other side for Umpqua. 2-2 count. At third base, Tristan Wallace would be the go-ahead runner. With 2 down, the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, tag applied, and that will finish it out for the Riverhawks. They leave 2 runners stranded on base as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Still scoreless between the Riverhawks and the Saints on Riverhawks TV. Cade Wynn, the shortstop, leading things off for Mount Hood as we head to the top of the 5th inning. First pitch swinging away. Sends it out of play for strike 1 against Ty Helmthal into his 5th inning of work. Longest outing of the season for him in his first start. Only other appearance was out of the bullpen. His 0-1 delivery is a changeup for a strike. Well, we had a tight one in game 1. A 1-1 game all the way down to the final inning when the Riverhawks walked off with a 2-1 victory. We've got another tight one here in game 2. Ground ball towards short, charging Davis with it. Over to Marble to retire Wynn. Going to bring up Yuichiro Kumagami, the first baseman.
Yuichiro Kumagami.
Kumagami in game 1, 0 for 3 with a walk. He is 0 for 1 here in this one. Rumor has it we actually had a new catcher for Mount Hood in that last half inning, so all my going-ons about Hunter Allen and Ben Allen behind the plate for both sides apparently no longer was a valid point to make. Allen was listed as a starting catcher for Mount Hood, and the catcher spot due up next, so we'll find out 18 as the ball is fouled off. Number 18, Jonathan Wright. That's who we think took over behind the plate? Okay. So Jonathan Wright is the man on deck that has taken over for Hunter Allen. 0-2 count right now for the hitter Kumagami with nobody on and 1 out. Grounds 1 foul, staying alive. Some activity going on around town apparently. Helenthal's 0-2 delivery to Kumagami. Ground ball towards third. Back behind the bag. Long throw. Metzger gets it there, but on the short hop could not hang on to it. At first base for Marble. He did a nice job, got the leather on it, but it's popped out of the glove at the last second, and he is unable to finish off the play for the Riverhawks. So on safely will be Kumagami. He dives in head first. The throw was going to beat him, but unable to hang on to it cleanly for Marble on the low throw. Should be an error for the Riverhawks. It is. That'll go on the throw by Metzger. He had a long throw to get it across. Needed to actually take a little off of it, give him a longer hop to mess with at first. First pitch fouled away by the new batter. Here in the 7 spot in the lineup card, Jonathan Wright will get a chance to bat. 0-1 count after the foul ball. Pickoff throw to first. Not in time. Jonathan Wright, 7 games. He's batting .167. His 0-1 pitch swung on and missed for strike 2. Hunter Allen grounded out to third in his 1 at-bat in the game here. He was 0 for 3 in game 1 with a sac bunt. With 1 out, Kumagami at first after the throwing error. Another pick off that direction. Not in time. Helenthal didn't have a runner on base through the first 3. Having to deal with a runner on here in the 5th. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That'll get right down on strikes. That was the second strikeout in the game for Ty Helenthal. And it's the second out here in the top of the 5th. It'll bring up Adam Elliott. I think we've got a pinch hitter here. 24 stepping into the box.
For Mount Hood, number 24, Brett Ronson.
Brett Ronson out of West Lynn will get the at-bat. Hitting with 2 outs and a man at first. Takes at the knees for a strike. So a couple of pinch hitters here in the 5th inning. Ronson batting for right fielder Adam Elliott. The 0-1 pitch to him is low and outside from Helenthal. Scoreless ball game in the top of the 5th. Kumagami still at first after reaching on an error. Helenthal misses low and away. March 14th. Doubleheader, game 2 here. We will take a look at this day in baseball history for you here in game 2. Bring you an interesting fact for today. The 2-1 pitch, grounder towards short. A bounding ball to Davis, and he gets it over to retire Ronson for the final out in the top of the 5th. We will head to the bottom of the 5th. We'll have a fun this day in history baseball fact for you. And yeah, we'll see if we can get some runs on the board here. It's a scoreless ball game. Been another good pitchers duel between the Riverhawks and the Saints as we go to the bottom of the 5th here on Riverhawks TV. A little bit of defensive adjustments for Mount Hood as we start things here in the bottom of the 5th. First pitch, a strike against Caden Cooner. So it's actually Yuichiro Kumagami who will take over behind the plate, moves from first and back to catcher, and Jonathan Wright stays in the game at first base defensively. It's an 0-1 pitch, fouled off by Cooner, and he's behind 0-2. And then staying in the game, Ronson will go to right field for Elliott after pinch hitting for him. 0-2 count for Caden Cooner. Leading things off in the bottom of the 5th for the Riverhawks. The 0-2 fouled off. Well, this day in baseball history, March 14th, back in 1954, a name you might recognize, Hank Aaron makes his spring training debut for the Milwaukee Braves. The beginning of his career, his illustrious career. It's the 0-2 pitch here for Hayden Foreman, the lefty. Against the lefty, his breaking ball ends up in the dirt. Hank Aaron, during the game or during batting practice, or it might have been since it was spring training, the contact was so loud it drew legendary hitter Ted Williams out of the clubhouse to see who was making such loud contact. If you're drawing the attention to Ted Williams, you're doing something right. Ground ball right side at the bag. It'll just go foul. That will save Caden Cooner. Jonathan Wright fielding it just on the other side of the line. Back to the plate for Cooner. That happened back in 1954, back on this date. Today is also the birthday for Hall of Famer Kirby Puckett, who has unfortunately since passed away, but Kirby Puckett, legendary player for Minnesota Twins, born on this date in 1960. The 1-2. Just off the outside corner for the lefty. Cooner will have a 2-2 count. Of course, March 14th also holds a special place in the hearts of mathematicians everywhere. It is Pi Day. As the 2-2 pitch is a ground ball towards short. Win up with it. His toss over to right at first base will retire Cooner. One away. One out. Up to bat will be the 9-hitter, Aiden Metzger. So today is Pi Day, if you're familiar with the mathematical number pi, P-I. And obviously, this day is a day you remember that number because it's a digit that is 3.14, so 314. Strike in there. It's a number that goes out forever, and some people out there can remember it towards a number of digits. I can't get very far, but for some reason I do remember some of them. As a check swing in for a strike, 3.141526 is as far as I can go, but that is the number of pi. Maybe 7 digits out? I don't know. Anyways, it also makes you think of pi. As a strike 3 across, down looking, goes Aiden Metzger. Third strikeout in just 6 batters faced for Hayden Foreman. So he struck out half the guys he has seen. And he'll face the top of the order here. Taylor Davis will stand in with 2 down and nobody on. He is 0 for 2, ground out and a fly out. Swing and a miss for strike 1.
Number 1, Taylor Davis.
Davis trying to get something started for the Riverhawks here. I will say on Pi Day, pumpkin is usually my preference. Of course, that generally comes around during the Thanksgiving holiday. And I won't say no to a slice of lemon meringue, but not always the biggest fan of pie. I'm usually I'm more of a cake guy myself, but not a huge fruit person. So most pies don't usually fit the bill for me. It's a line drive towards short. It is picked up at short by Cade Wynn. A little bit of a leap into the air to make the grab and to finish off things for the Riverhawks here in the bottom of the 5th. Well, whatever you may be doing, grab yourself a slice of pie and settle in. We are scoreless through 5 in a 7-inning ball game. We will head to the top of the 6th and another tight one between the Riverhawks and the Saints. Happy Pie Day, everybody, on Riverhawks TV. Back here for the 6th inning at Champion Car Wash Field in Roseburg, Oregon. Some NWAC JUCO baseball for you here this afternoon. Game 2 of a doubleheader. Strike 1 on the first pitch for Ty Hellenthal into his 6th inning of work, facing Tanner Koford, the 9-hitter for the Mount Hood Saints. Riverhawks took game 1 2-1. Scoreless here in game 2. Pitch outside. I'm always am happy when I know the things I'm talking about here on the broadcast seem to catch the attention of the guys over doing all the other stuff. And apparently they were all intrigued. They are looking up all of the digits for pi and how far it goes. It goes on forever. As a pitch buzzing the tower, ducking out of the way is Tanner Koford. Goes on forever. You can apparently, if you're really, really into it, you can buy a T-shirt. So there you go. I don't know where to go with that anymore. A 2-1 count for Ty Hellenthal. Delivers to Koford. He grounds one. A chopper on the left side, fielded by Davis. A strike across over to Marble, and that'll be the first out here in the 6th inning. 1 away. For both pitching staffs, really, it's been what really seems to be the key here is they've been able, not a ton of strikeouts from either side. We've had 2 strikeouts for Ty Hellenthal, 3 strikeouts on the other side for Hayden Foreman. That's 5 total in this game, but the pitchers have been able to get through it by getting balls in play easily handled for their defenses. As a big cut at a pitch out of the zone there by Diego Richards. Got enticed by the breaking ball that came in right up at the eye level. But balls in play that are just there to be played for by the defenses. Is another ball out towards right field, easily playable for Kiley out in right field. He makes the grab. He has been a busy man out in right as he makes the 2nd out. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the 5th put out in right field for Kiley. First one since the 3rd inning, coming here in the 6th. But he has been busy out there. Nobody on and 2 away. A ball lifted towards center field. Is going to carry enough out to Shiloh Wilson. The lefty makes the squeeze, and that's another 1-2-3 inning for Ty Hellenthal. Coming here in the 6th inning, you'll love to see that if you are the Riverhawks coaching staff, to see their starting pitcher get through a quick 1-2-3 inning in the 6th. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's scoreless between the Riverhawks and the Saints on Riverhawks TV. Braden Sievertson will take over on the mound. His first pitch, strike one, as he fires in to Shiloh Wilson. Wilson will pop one up. Shallow outfield. The going out is Wynn, the shortstop, reaching up to make the grab for the first out. Well, in between innings, the music in between, have the Riverhawks up on their feet in the dugout, ready to pump it up here going into the bottom of the sixth. Those guys getting into it over there during the warm-up pitches. First pitch low to the three-hitter Trevor Ratliff. With one out, nobody on. 1-0 count. Sievertson taking over, a right-hander on the mound. Ball lifted right side foul. Long run. Ronson giving chase, but not able to get there. That'll be strike one. Sievertson out of Sandy High School, the freshman right-hander. One pitch, pulled left side, and he goes under the glove for Dorsett at third. On safely will be Ratliff. That's going to be one of those bang, and we're calling that a hit. I think that's what I was thinking, too. Base knock.
Next batter, number 3, Noah Kiley.
For Trevor Ratliff, his first of the day, or here in this game. Ratliff, yeah, it's his first hit on the day. Reached on an error in game one. This will be the first time he's on base with a hit. 1 on, 1 out. Low, ball 1 to Noah Kiley, the right fielder. He's been busy defensively, looking to try and get something going with the bat. Struck out his last time up. Sievertson misses low. It's a 2-0 count. Inning and 2/3 for Hayden Foreman. Another pitch misses low and outside. A 3-0 count to the lefty, Kiley. Now that actually, I've got some information that may have changed some things. There's a strike in on the 3-0. That might have been Max Green. Was that Max Green that was pitching the last one? Number 7. We were thinking it was Hayden Foreman, but I've got a Max Green listed as number 7 on the stats online. Now that I look at who I was looking for, Foreman, who I had listed as number 7 on the printed roster. But if you look at their online stats, Max Green wears number 7 and is listed as a pitcher, and that would make more sense than throwing a guy out there that had not had any experience this season. 3-1. Lifted in the air left side for Kiley. That's pretty well struck. Going back, that's over the head of Slater in left field. Heading around to third. It's a ground rule double. It gets over. Kiley puts a charge into that one. I didn't think it had enough to keep bouncing over the fence. I didn't think it hit that close to the wall, but he does send it over the wall on the hop. A ground rule double for Kiley with 1 out. He'll make his way to second. And then all the way to third goes Ratliff. That's unfortunate. It would have been probably an RBI extra base hit for Kiley, and it would have possibly broken up the scoreless game. Tristan Wallace now will try to be the guy that does that. Runners at second and third with 1 out. First pitch in for a strike. So that might have been, because it was a lefty, that might have been Max Green that was out there pitching previously, which if that's the case, he had 12 1/3 innings of work coming into the day. 0-1 count. Wallace at the plate with 2 runners in scoring position. He'll take on the outside corner for strike 2. There's just 1 out, so a sac fly even would be enough for Wallace if he can get it into the outfield. Last time up, Wallace hit an infield single, but was left stranded at third. Riverhawks trying to capitalize on the opportunity here after a big hit out to left field by Noah Kiley. They've got a chance to take the lead. Setting up well outside is the catcher Kumagami, And they're going to get one by Tristan Wallace. He goes chasing the outside corner and goes down with the strike. First strikeout for Braden Sievertson. 2 down. And it'll be Jackson Marble stepping to the plate.
Jackson Marble.
Marble with the opportunity here. Sievertson is making his 4th appearance. He's got an 0-1 win-loss record, 2 saves, 9 innings worked. Just off the outside corner for ball 1 for Sievertson against Marble. Sievertson has a 1.00 ERA. Came in with 10 strikeouts and 3 walks in his 9 innings of work. 1-0 pitch to Marble is low, a 2-0 count. Scoreless game here in the bottom of the 6th. It's a scheduled 7-inning ball game, so it's getting late quick. 2-0 from Sievertson, bounces in behind the plate. Kumagami keeps it in front of him. And it's a 3-0 count for Marble. A walk would load him up. I would imagine they probably are not giving Marble a green light on a 3-0 with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. The 3-0 pitch. Misses for ball 4. Marble will draw his 2nd walk of the day. The bases are juiced.
Number 20, Ben Allen.
Ben Allen will step to the plate. He had a single in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. And we're going to get time called. Coach Whistler is going to have a conversation with Allen. They will meet before he steps up to the plate. Ben Allen, the catcher, kicked back out of the University of Portland, 2 years removed from his high school days. Will step back to the plate now and ready to go. So he's an older guy, but not a ton of college baseball experience. He has been splitting time back behind home with Jeremiah Robbins as of late. And he gets an opportunity to step up in a big spot here with the bases loaded. On the mound, Sievertson trying to get through it. He's got 2 outs, needs 1 more. First pitch to Allen. Chopper up the middle, charging in. The second baseman fields, throws to first, and they're going to call the runner out at second base. That was Marble. They're going to call interference on Marble. They got the out at first anyways. So it comes to an end there in the bottom of the 6th with the bases loaded. So that'll send us to the 7th with this one still scoreless between the Saints and the Riverhawks. Here we go. See if somebody can get one across on Riverhawks TV. Ty Hellenthal out there continues to work. He's into his 7th inning for the Riverhawks. Faces Irvin Dorsett III, who launches one towards the parking lot for strike 1. The way he got around on that pitch, no car in the parking lot is safe. Hopefully mine is not in the danger zone. That'll be strike one for Dorsett, who is 0 for 2, a fly ball out and a ground ball out. He'll take a strike on the corner, and he's down to 0-2 in the at-bat. Hellenthal into his 7th inning of work, just starting the 3rd time through the lineup for him. He was perfect through the first 3 innings. He's only given up just the 1 hit. The 0-2 pitch is fouled off. Just got enough of it for Dorsett. Heart of the lineup coming up here in the 7th inning. Dorsett, Slater, and Wynn are due up. That's the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Saints. The wind continues to whip around right now, blowing straight in from center field. Off-speed pitch, fouled away. And Dorsett will stay alive. For the Riverhawks, they're scheduled to have the 8, 9, and 1 hitters coming up in the 7th inning in this scoreless ball game. Hellenthal's 0-2 pitch once again to Dorsett, and it's behind the head. He ducks out, and lucky that one didn't hit the bat. And that'll be ball 1. Oh-2 pitch. Let's make that a 1-2 pitch. Got him to pop it up off the hands. Flares one to short. Davis collects it. 1 down. Dorsett out in front. Underneath it. Pops it up on the infield. And Hellenthal will get his first out. We do have action in both bullpens going on.
Now batting number 2, Kyle Slater.
Kyle Slater, the left fielder, digs in 0 for 2. A couple of fly ball outs, left and center. Hellenthal can't get him to chase the pitch outside. Bounces off the turf. .1-0 delivery for Hellenthal. Grounder left side. That will get through. That's the 2nd hit of the game for the Saints. Hellenthal has done a great job of limiting what they've been able to do, but that one sneaks its way through. A man on with 1 out. So Cade Wynn will step up. Last time up, he grounded out to short. That would be an acceptable result right now. If he could get a ground ball to short, you might have a chance at an inning-ending double play to send it to the 7th, still scoreless. Hellenthal, pickoff throw to first, not in time. This is just the 3rd runner on base for the Saints in the ball game. A single by Diego Richards in the 4th, an error in the 5th, and now a runner on after a base hit here in the 7th. Pitch outside, ball 1. Cade Wynn. Grounded out and then also has flown out to right field. Pickoff throw to first, not in time again. Ty Hellenthal sets on the mound. Pretty big lead over there at first base. The runner not going, though. That pitch in the air off the hands out towards right, where Kiley will come up with it. And Hellenthal will get the 2nd out. 2 away, and that brings up Yuichiro Kumagami, who is 0 for 2, last time reaching on the error. Kumagami, we know he's got the power to leave the park. He did it in the first doubleheader between these 2 teams. Hit the only home run we've seen here at this ballpark so far this season. But he is way out in front on the off speed to start things off. 0-1 count. Scoreless game through the first 6.5 innings. Well, 6 2/3, I guess. Pickoff throw to first. Had him leaning the wrong way, but just getting back in time. Slater does get back to the bag. Oh, 1 to Kumagami. Runner is going. Throw down to second base, way offline. It'll get into center field and going for 3. The throw to third. No, not in time. Slater got a late break getting to third, but the throw does not get in time, and so Ben Allen's throwing error has put this scoreless game in jeopardy. That'll be the second error of the game for the Riverhawks. Not in jeopardy. There's still time, and the Riverhawks would bat in the bottom of the 7th, but a scoreless game. Now a runner for the first time in at third base for Mount Hood. 1-1 pitch. High and inside. I believe it goes to 2-1. Yes, it does. Thought that had been a ball on that throw in before Slater stole second. 2-1 count. Hellenthal needs one more out to get through this 7th inning. Line drive goes right at the first baseman, Marble, and he snags it. Jackson Marble in the right spot to help his team out to finish this one off here in the top of the 7th. Not sure if we grabbed it on the replay. But right at him, he snags it and finishes it off. So the Riverhawks get out of that pickle. Kumagami, that could have been real trouble. But in the right spot was Jackson Marble. No runs. There was 1 hit, 1 error for the Riverhawks, 1 man left on. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Riverhawks trying to walk off with another win against Mount Hood here on Riverhawks TV.
Keeran.
Caden Kunert will lead things off for the Umpqua Riverhawks here in the bottom of the 7th in a 7-inning ball game. First pitch swinging, goes opposite field, fouled on the left field line for strike 1. Facing off against Braden Sievertson, the reliever for Mount Hood. That was the bottom of the order that ended up producing the win in game 1, 2-1 from Umpqua. That's a pitch high and away, 1-1 count. Caden Kunert actually came on as a pinch runner for Tristan Wallace and scored the game-winning run on a bunt by Aiden Metzger. Kunert at the plate right now. Metzger is the on-deck hitter. 1-1 from Sievertson. Up the middle, that ball off the mound, slowed it down behind second. The throw to first by Wynn. The shortstop makes the play. That ball off the bump got a little bit of help slowing it down, and that got wind of the ball, and he was able to get it across over to first base in time to beat Kunert. So now it'll be Aiden Metzger with 1 out. Takes a strike. Metzger 0 for 2 in this one. Umpqua with 5 hits. Metzger's going to pop one up right side. Drifting back goes Ronson, but he's got a read on it, makes the catch. There are two away quickly for Sievertson. Top of the order, Taylor Davis will try to see if he can mount a two-out rally for the Riverhawks. Umpqua scored with one out in the bottom of the ninth to walk off with a win in game one. 7-inning game here in game two. First pitch swung on and missed by Davis. He is 0 for 3 in the contest. Last time up, lined out to the shortstop. The 0-1, another swing and a miss. Got around, this ball lifted in the air out towards shallow center, calling everyone off, and the catch is made by Ariza, and we're headed to extras. Couldn't figure it out in 7 innings here. Neither team has been able to put one across. We're scoreless through regulation. We head to extra innings on Riverhawks TV. Well, we go to extras here in game two of the doubleheader. Ty Hellenthal out for an 8th inning of work. He is going deep into this one. The starting pitcher for the Riverhawks. He gets a foul ball back for strike one. Up to bat, Jonathan Wright, the first baseman. Wright came in and hit it for the first time in the 5th inning. Swing and a miss for strike two. He came in the 5th inning. He's only had that one at-bat. It was a strikeout. And he falls behind 0-2 against Hellenthal in his second at-bat against him. Ty delivers a breaking ball. Line drive shot up the middle. It gets past a diving attempt from Ratliff. I thought he had a chance at it, and it's just out of his reach. Diving there, unable to get to it. Couldn't quite see it on that one. You see Ratliff coming out on the replay there. Just out of his reach. That'll be a single for Wright. He gets on to lead things off for Mount Hood. Squaring to bunt is Bronson. He'll put down a bunt fielded by the third baseman, Metzger, and Metzger will get the out at first on the sac bunt. So one away. Wright makes his way to second base.
Now batting number 22.
So man in scoring position once again for the Saints. They had a runner at third in the 7th inning with less than 2 outs. Couldn't capitalize. First pitch swinging away for the 9-hitter Koford. He fouls it off. Tanner Koford is 0 for 2 in the game as we've headed to extras here in a 7-inning contest. Game 1 is scheduled 9-inning game. Game 2 scheduled 7, but we've headed to the 8th. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball in for a strike. Ty Hellenthal, that was just the 3rd hit he's allowed in the ball game. is some activity in the bullpen for the Riverhawks. Koford at the plate with the 0-2 pitch. Off speed, goes right side. Diving attempt at third, or make that at first, and up to go tag the bag is Marble. I thought he caught it in the air, might have popped right out of the glove, but he was able to keep it and get to the bag in time to make the out. Unassisted put out at first on a nice diving grab at first base by Jackson Marble. Unable to advance at second base. Wright stays there. There's 2 down. Top of the order, Diego Richards will bat. Richards has one of the 3 hits for the Saints in the ballgame as the sun is really burnt off the clouds here in the Umpqua Basin. First pitch from Hellenthal outside, ball 1. We were expecting things to really start clearing up in the second half of the weekend. And it looks like Saturday is giving us plenty of sunny skies, but cooler temperatures going to start really warming up tomorrow. A 1-0 pitch here for Hellenthal against Richards. A long look to second. Ty delivers. The pitch bounces off the plate, knocked down by Allen. We're in the top of the 7th, extra innings. Mount Hood trying to earn a split on the road. Riverhawks trying to sweep at home. A strike across on the 2-0 delivery. The 2-1 pitch coming up for Ty Hellenthal. Oh, his breaking ball is low. Wasn't off the mark by much. Couldn't get the hitter to chase after it either. The 3-1 count. Another breaking ball, and that one misses. Ball 4. A walk issued. And that is the first walk that Ty Hellenthal has given up in the ballgame. Hellenthal gives a free pass. He's had 2 strikeouts, now the 1 walk, and he's only given up 3 hits. But with 2 outs, the runner that really kind of is the big deal is the one out at second. Up to bat will be Jordan Ariza, who is 0 for 2 with a sac bunt. He will take strike 1. Oh, 1 count for Ariza. Jonathan Wright, the lead runner, out at second base. Check swing, held up. 1-1 counted, a pitch low and outside. They do appeal, and the umpire in the field says no, he did not. There was not a full swing on that one. One count. Hellenthal, fly ball right side, drifting into the bullpen for the Riverhawks and out of play. That'll be strike 2. Jordan Ariza, the 2-hitter. Got the go-ahead runner in scoring position out at second with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Extra innings here in game 2 of this doubleheader. The 1-2 pitch, grounder left side, a nice snag by Metzger. He drops it, throws it to first, and will get it there in time. Aiden Metzger made it look a little more interesting than it needed to, but he does get the out across the diamond to retire Ariza, leaving the go-ahead runner stranded at second. No runs on the 1 hit. There were no errors. 2 men left on for Mount Hood. Bottom of the 8th. Again, another chance to try and end this one for the Riverhawks here on Riverhawks TV.
First batter for the Riverhawks to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning. Number 5, Shiloh Wilson.
Well, we've had quite the ball game here, quite the day at the ballpark, in fact. A couple of good, tight games. As the first pitch to Shiloh Wilson is in for a strike as we start the bottom of the 8th. Riverhawks walked off with a win in Game 1, 2-1. They are in a scoreless ball game here in Game 2, and we're into extra innings. As a pitch bounces in, a 1-1 count. Wilson is 1 for 3 on the day. His only hit came back in the first, a single with 1 out. He's facing Braden Sievertson and fouls off the pitch for strike 2. First time for, actually second time up for Wilson against Sievertson. Sievertson came in the 6th inning, and the first man he faced was Shiloh Wilson. Got him to pop up to short. A 1-2 delivery from the righty to the lefty. It is popped foul down the left field line. So we have had 2 ball games where we have just been not separated by anything more than a run. And for the good portion of it, there's been no separation. It's been a tie game throughout a good chunk of this one. We're in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Wilson goes down. Second strikeout in the game for Sievertson.
Next batter, number 2,
Gets the first
Ratliff.
out here in the 8th. Trevor Ratliff will bat. Ratliff had a base hit against Sievertson back in the 6th inning. And he'll foul off the first pitch. Ratliff got on with a single, then Noah Kiley hit a ball deep to left field. It bounced over the wall for a ground rule double. If it had stayed in the park, this game could already be done. An 0-1 pitch, grounder up the middle, gets through, and Ratliff has his second hit against Sievertson. A base hit to get the game-winning run on at first. That'll bring up Kiley, who had that double. Ratliff was on at first when Kiley hit it. It got out to deep left field, and Ratliff was all the way to third by the time they started to realize the ball had gotten over the fence. He had a good chance of possibly scoring from first on that hit, but because it went over the fence, got limited to a ground rule double, that kept Ratliff at third, and he ended up getting stuck there and did not get any further. First pitch outside to Kiley. Pickoff throw to first. Ball gets by, and up to second base will go Ratliff. They're going to hold him there. Errant pickoff throw. If the ball gets by at first on a pickoff throw, say goodnight. You really don't have any real good chance of trying to keep the runner at first. And there's a lot of space back there. And so that'll put the game-winning run at second base. That'll be the first error in this one for Mount Hood, and it's going to get a visit out to the mound for the Saints. Coach Keeran is going to take his trip out to the bump for a conversation with his team. So Trevor Ratliff in scoring position with 1 out, and he has got a chance to end this one if he can come around to score. Noah Kiley is going to try to be the guy to see if he can bring him in. Looks like, let's take a gander. I'm gonna venture a guess that I think softball maybe is wrapped up over there. Yeah, they are starting to pack things up. So they never did seem to get, at least as far as I could tell, never did see a live score update going on Game Changer for softball. But they were taking on the number 1 team in the coaches poll over there. Lost game 1 9-0. So we shall see. We'll have we'll know more about that one probably a little bit later tonight. But all right, with 1 out, they are intentionally walking Noah Kiley. So that'll put runners at first and second. The runner at second's really the only one that matters. Just the second walk in the game for Mount Hood's pitchers. First and second with 1 out. The Riverhawks are going to bring a new hitter up to bat. This is going to be Taj Flora. He was the DH in game 1. I think that was the first start of the year for Flora. And now he comes up in a huge situation here as a pinch hitter. With the game not on the line, but an opportunity to end it. Taj Flora will come up to bat. The freshman out of Sutherland High School. He bats for Tristan Wallace. Game-winning run, Trevor Ratliff out at second. Flora, first pitch. Takes ball 1. I'm just going to venture that maybe that one a little outside. Flora at 6'5". His knees are a little higher than most. So might have been just below the strike zone. On the mound, Sievertson, the 1-0. A little bit of a late swing, fouled back to the backstop for strike 1. Taj didn't have his first college hit until an RBI single in the 3rd inning in game 1 that tied up the game. He's up to bat here looking for his second college hit, and it could be a game ender. A 1-1 pitch. He takes it down the middle for a strike. Out at second, Ratliff, the game winner. Noah Kiley, after intentionally walking, he's at first. At the plate, a pinch hit appearance for Taj Flora. Sievertson's 1-2 pitch. Outside, Kumagami tries to get the call, can't sweep it back over the outside corner. On deck is Jackson Marble. A 2-2 pitch for Sievertson. Handcuffed him. Came in at him. That was a pretty good job there by Florida to just get some of that. That pitch not easy to deal with. Rode in on the pitch, or on the hitter. And Taj able to get at least some of the bat on it, staying alive with 2 strikes, a 2-2 pitch. Flora chases out of the zone. Up top, he goes down swinging. Those pinch hit performance, unable to catch up to some high heat from Sievertson. 3rd strikeout in the game for Braden Sievertson. And it'll bring up Jackson Marble.
21, Jackson Marble.
Marble will step up. He has walked twice. One of those walks came against Sievertson. Swings through the first pitch for a strike. So Sievertson actually with 2 walks, and if you add in that intentional walk that he had for Noah Kiley. One of those walks to Jackson Marble, who's behind 0-1. Hits one out towards right center. That ball is going to get down, and the Riverhawks are going to win it. That ball's rolling all the way out there, and it's over. Riverhawks walk off with another one. The Umpqua Riverhawks will finish it off the bat of Jackson Marble. He deposits a base hit out to right center. Diving attempt by Ronson. He didn't have a chance. It makes its way all the way deep into right field, and it's a 1-0 victory for UCC. They sweep the Mount Hood Saints here today in a couple of really close ball games, but a huge doubleheader sweep at home, and the Riverhawks will be at least in a tie for first place when today's action is done. Congratulations to the Riverhawks on a big victory over the Mount Hood Saints. And Jackson Marble comes through with another walk-off victory for UCC. Scoring was Ratliff from second, and that is all they needed. 1-0 your final score here in Game 2 after a 2-1 victory in Game 1. What a day at the ballpark. The Saints will have to go home after a couple of losses here Well, the Riverhawks will get a chance to celebrate. They'll meet as a team down the right field line. And this one will come to a close. So let's take a look at it here. Ty Hellenthal is going to get a complete game performance in 8 innings for him. For Hellenthal, I believe that he's 2-0 now for Ty Hellenthal. And then Braden Sievertson, he is going to go to 0-2 on the season. So, tough one there for him to drop that game, but the Riverhawks a very big win. Let's take a look at some of the numbers in this one real quick here for you. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and I guess 2 runners left on there, so 7 runners left on. So no runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 7 men left on for Mount Hood. For the Riverhawks, 1 run. Let's see here. So 1 run. Oh, I said 7 runners left on base for Mount Hood. That's actually 5 runners left on base for Mount Hood, in case you're curious. 1 run on 7 hits. 2 errors. And for the Riverhawks, 9 runners left on base. So let's see. Let's get it all caught up here. All of your finals in this one. I think that'll do it there. Here we go. That's your final numbers in this one. 1-0 victory for the Riverhawks. They've had a handful of those. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error, and 5 men left on for Mount Hood. 1 run, 7 hits, 2 errors, and 9 men left on base for Umpqua. Ty Hellenthal, a complete game performance into extra innings. He goes 8 innings for the victory. He improves to 2-0 on the year. Taking the loss will be Braden Sievertson. Sievertson ends up throwing, let's see, 1, 2, and he got 2. So he throws 2 2/3. Ends up giving up 4 hits, 1 run. And I would say it was an earned run. He had 2 walks and 3 strikeouts in the loss. And he goes to 0-2 on the season. No save for either side, and so that will be your pitching decisions here in Game 2. What a ball game. The only run of the game comes in the bottom of the 8th inning. A 1-out single by Trevor Ratliff got him on base. He moved into scoring position on a pickoff throw that got away. Gets to second base. They intentionally walked Noah Kiley to put him on to make it a force out at any bag on the infield. Taj Flora pinch hit strikeout. With 2 outs, Jackson Marble stepped up, and he launches one to right center, and it gets down. Got past a diving attempt by Ronson, who did whatever he could to just try and make a play, knowing that if it dropped in front of him anyways, he probably didn't have a chance to throw Ratliff out at home. So he made a diving attempt, came up well short. The ball gets by, rolls deep into the outfield as Trevor Ratliff came running around to score the game winner. That is the only score of the game came in. Ty Hellenthal pitching 8 innings. He allows just 3 hits. He was perfect through the first 3 innings. Does not allow a run. He only had the 1 walk. He finishes with 2 strikeouts. Heck of a performance for the freshman in his first start of the year. Donovan Jackson started for Mount Hood. It seemed like they had him on some sort of restriction. They got him in the 4th inning. I think it was Max Green that came in on relief in the middle there. He pitched an inning and 2/3, gave up 1 hit, had 3 strikeouts and 1 walk, but doesn't give up a run. Then Braden Sievertson took over in the 6th inning, pitched the final 2 2/3, gives up 1 run on 4 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Offensive numbers, 3 hits in the game for Mount Hood. Diego Richards had a base hit, goes 1 for 3 with a walk. Let's see here. Kyle Slater was 1 for 3 with a single. And Jonathan Wright goes 1 for 2 in the game as well. On the other side for Umpqua, Shiloh Wilson goes 1 for 4. Trevor Ratliff was 2 for 4 in the ball game with 2 singles and scores the game winner. Noah Kiley was 1 for 3 with a double and an intentional walk. Tristan Wallace was 1 for 3 with a single. Jackson Marble goes 1 for 2 with 2 walks and the RBI single to win it. Ben Allen was 1 for 3 in the game for the Riverhawks. Umpqua will improve to 12-4 on the season. They're now 8-2 in South Region play. They were in a tie with Lane for first place in the South Region after Lane beat Lynn Benton earlier. And now if Lynn Benton were to rally back and beat Lane in Game 2, then the Riverhawks would have first place all themselves. If Lane gets a sweep, Lane and UCC will remain tied for first in the South Region. But right now that game is tied at 1 in the top of the third in their second game of a doubleheader. So a good day here at the ballpark for the Riverhawks. They've got a chance to be alone in first place at the end of the day. For Mount Hood, they will go to 3-5 in South Region play. They are now 8-6 overall on the season. Up next for Mount Hood, they will be at home on Friday later this week, hosting Lynn Benton for a doubleheader starting at 1 o'clock. Up next for the Umpqua Riverhawks, they are at Lane in Eugene for a doubleheader starting at 1 o'clock. That'll be a big one there at the new home of the Lane Titans, their remodeled baseball facility on their campus in Eugene. Next home game for the Umpqua Riverhawks will be Saturday, March 28th, as they welcome in the SWAC Lakers. We'll have that for you here on Riverhawks TV. That'll be our next broadcast of UCC baseball. Fun day here at the ballpark. A couple of one-run walk-off victories for the Umpqua Riverhawks. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast of the action with us here today. Thanks so much for tuning in. I want to say thanks to Athletic Director Craig Jackson and Head Coach Jake Whistler for having me in to call the games for you here on Riverhawks TV this season. It's always a pleasure to be here catching some baseball at Champion Car Wash Field. Thanks so much for joining us for the action. I want to say thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keeran. Big day at the ballpark for the Riverhawks as they sweep the Mount Hood Saints. We'll talk to you next time on March 28th when the SWAC Lakers are in town for a matchup with your Umpqua Riverhawks. You can find it right here on Umpqua Riverhawks TV.